It's hard to take action. It's so awful and painful sometimes. Cleaning the house isn't fun. Stretching can be tedious, and waking up early is difficult. This discomfort in the face of action often paralyzes us from doing anything. So we sleep in. We choose to get lost and go down the rabbit hole of social media, letting clickbait dictate our next moves, while our lives kind of slip away into disarray. It's understandable why people choose to stay inactive in the face of a problem. A lot of times there's an element of fear, of uncertainty, since nothing is guaranteed and the unknown can breed anxiety. But staying inactive, what we're saying is I don't want to go to my pain cave and I'm going to choose something worse later. Over time, our personal relationships grow distant and our dishes stack up while our families continue on with their lives and grow older. Pain is part of life that can happen anywhere, regardless of your upbringing. It's something that people will experience one way or another, no matter what, and it will follow you wherever you go. And this bleak reality can lead to negativity and despair. But not everyone knows that there is another way to think about things. Pain can be bargained with. It takes from us, but it can also give it back. It just depends on the kind of pain we choose to embrace. The inherent frustration of taking action and the pain associated with staying idle are two different types of pain. However, it is important to recognize that they are just two parts of a bigger picture, and fulfilling our running goals makes you feel good. Both types can be worth it in the end. The pain of inaction is blunt, in your face. It forces you to learn, to grow. Every hour we spend sharpening our skills, being proactive, and restoring order won't reduce the amount of pain we face, but rather make us stronger. We enroll in a marathon training program for its amazing benefits. It's tough, we suffer, we're actively chipping away at ourselves and transforming into someone better. It's difficult, but it's worth it, which is in turn gives meaning to the pain and discomfort that you feel. It's the feeling of progress, growth, which gives the suffering a great sense of purpose. And it's what can help us feel useful to others and ourselves, allowing it to be not just pain, but meaningful too. However, inaction comes at a cost, which some refer to as the pain of inaction. This is the slow burning feeling which drains the will and damages the soul. If we descend into apathy, everything falls apart. Self-respect also deteriorates when we care less in our actions and let ourselves go. By vegging out on the couch day in and day out, discomfort manifests. Inaction is the holiday, the vacation for those who trade temporary discomfort for long-term existential suffering. So which discomfort will we choose? I choose to get out and run. I choose to get off the couch, to go out and do the things I know that will make me a better person, a better runner, a better guy making videos. It makes me grow as a human being, and it allows me to reach others and help them. A lot can be learned from pain, and a lot can be learned by being inactive. So whether you choose to stay on the couch or whether you choose to get out and go run or wake up early, it all comes down to you. You've got that ability. You can make the change. You can be the change that you want to be. You decide. I put out a poll the other day asking if you would prefer to run longer or if you would rather run faster. And 70% of you said that you wanted to run longer. So my question to you today, question of the day is, why do you want to run longer? Or why do you want to run faster? What is it about those two things that is appealing to you? Let me know in the comments down below. I do read them and I do answer the comments. Inaction to a runner is very, very hurtful, specifically to our training. Now, yes, there are rest breaks that need to happen. However, when you have a rest day or 2 or 3, what I find, and I don't know if you guys do, but it kind of leads into more and more and more and more of that cycle. And you get into that rut and you're like, how do I break out of this? It's been 3 weeks, it's been a month, I haven't gone for a run. And then you go for a run and then it's hard all over again. You're not quite what you were when you stopped running. So all those gains that you made, yes, they're still there, but they're like in the distance. And it's hard to get back to where you were. Why does that happen? Why does that happen to us? Yes, we have life commitments. Yes, we've got work commitments. We have family commitments. There's all kinds of things that go on in our lives, and we're all different on how we're able to manage that in our life. It's a moment in time. At this moment, you've stopped running. At this moment, you're inactive. At this moment, you're making that conscious decision that I don't want to run right at the moment. And you know what? That's okay. It happens to all of us. However, you stop too long, and then the inactive part kind of takes over. And then there's other reasons why we make excuses. All of these things happen. I've been there, I've done it. Kind of living through it. However, this year, I've decided to get serious. I've decided to choose that different path and just getting things done. I'm so much happier when I'm out on the trail. I'm so much happier when I see progress. I am so much happier just being out in nature. I love my job. I think it's awesome. It's something that I've always enjoyed. And one of the challenges of it is it's very unpredictable as to where I end up in my day. So I really do have to be very aware about getting my run in first thing in the morning. Otherwise it doesn't happen. And then that spiral can happen like I was just talking about. I've done really well this year. My training has been going a lot better than I thought. When Pippin came into my life, things changed a lot, and I was able to kind of get out onto the trails because I was doing it for him. I wasn't doing it for me. And I find that when I do things for others, I'm more consistent. And I always take a back seat, so to speak. So I made a decision that when I had to put Pippin down, that I would continue on. I would continue to find a way to make my running important, to make myself important, to value me, to value my fitness, because I got so sick and tired of looking at the scale and seeing things tick higher and higher and higher. And if you're anything like me, it doesn't make you happy when you see that you've gained a lot of weight. I've seen progress walking with Pippin. So now, how do I take that and continue that progression of improvement now that I'm running? And I'm seeing it time and time again. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, procrastination is still there in my life. It happens. And these days, I just don't want to do these things. And the inactive part starts to raise its ugly head. I have to combat that and say, wait a minute, if I had my dog with me, I'd be going out that door. I need to value myself. I need to give myself a little bit of love. So I've used that to kind of continue this progress. Now, some of you may have noticed on Strava that I have been experimenting with a lot of different types of runs. And some of you may be confused. It's like, Dave, your heart rate MAF number is not what you're running. And yeah, that is true. And I've been experimenting with a lot of things, and I do that on this channel. So if you're following me on Strava, you may not see my runs always at my MAF heart rate. And to be quite honest, my MAF heart rate, it may have taken a back seat for a little bit as I started to decide to run again, because I may be running a little higher than my MAF number, but I'm gonna save that for another video next week. Now get out and run. See you next week.